Hi, Georgia. How are you?
Hi, Abe. I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Can you recall the moment that you first started researching what would become the book that this series is based on?
Absolutely. It was in February of 2008, and I made my first stop, Paris, to interview a relative who at the time was the only living relative with firsthand memories, and that was Felicia, who you meet. Actually, in the book, you meet her as a baby. In the series, you meet her in Mila's belly. But yeah, it was really important for me to speak with her first, and I sat with her for a few days in her apartment in Paris, and I was very nervous and I didn't know what she would be willing or able to share with me, but I was blown away by her memories and the specificity with which she recounted her experience during the war, which was, of course, horrifying and heartbreaking. But she was so courageous in sharing it all with me. People often ask, did that really happen to Felicia in the book? And I'm sure they'll ask about the series too. And the answer is always yes.
Are there things that did change in the process of adapting the book into a show?
A little bit here and there, but we really tried to stay so true to the real history of the family and of the time. Interestingly, Felicia's young character, we have, a young 3-year-old playing with many Felicias throughout the series, but the memories Felicia shared, it was very apparent that even at 2 years old, she was aware of what was happening and she was not a happy child. She exuded seriousness and she knew. But of course, we weren't going to tell a 2 or 3-year-old actress why she should be depressed in this moment. So we had this bubbly, adorable, charismatic young Felicia that at first to me felt jarringly different from the Felicia that I described in the book and that I kind of had in my memory. But in the end, I think is just perfect. And it's this beautiful sort of juxtaposition to, the horrors unfolding around this family have this bright little light, which I'm sure the family relied upon her as a little light in the family in those early days.
What do you think will surprise and stick with audiences about the show?
What will surprise audiences?
And stick with them, yes.
Ah, that is such a good question. I think one of the things that stands out to me is the breadth of the story. And this is something I learned along the way in my research as well. I discovered early on that every single sibling in this family, my grandfather was one of 5, had their own paths to survival that spanned continents. So you don't come across so many stories that have sets in Dakar and in Casablanca and in Rio and in the mountains of Italy and then all across Siberia and in, of course, Poland and Eastern Europe. So I think that might surprise audiences in a way and perhaps offer a sort of more global lens of the war and the Holocaust.
You expect a lot more attention on the book now that the show is sort of making it back sort of in the popular realm.
I guess so. I haven't really tracked it to be honest, but I suppose people will probably either cram to read it before it comes out, or maybe they'll become interested in it and look into reading it once they see the series. But yeah.
Does the experience of working on the show make you want to do more TV work?
I had such a wonderful experience being a part of it and was so lucky to be a part of it every step of the way, from pitch to the writer's room to this production on set and now post production. And being a writer can be a little solitary. I am alone in a room a lot and being a part of this was so collaborative. It was such a new experience for me and I loved every minute of it. So absolutely, I'd love to continue. Not sure exactly which path yet, whether it's being a writer and trying my hand at screenwriting or being on the production side again, but I loved it. It was a really fun and rewarding experience.
Well, good luck and thank you so much.
Thank you.